Hello Leos and welcome to Embrace the Moon Tarotscopes and your March 2018 reading. I'm going to do the four corners and present, strength, and obstacle for the month of March. And as I was shuffling for you, I kind of tapped into this overall presence of feeling like things are back to a more harmonious and balanced energy compared to last month. And I do remember your reading for last month, which felt a bit like you had been kind of brought up out of your sleeping position and riled up slightly, and that has come to an end, or at least close enough to an end, or for some of you, it'll be finishing up enough in the beginning of March that you feel that things have been put back into a state of balance. And this is actually reflected in the Two of Coins, which is in the position for the mind. So we have mentally, you're just kind of contemplating how everything is coming back into balance, if it hasn't already, and just kind of residing in that sensation, residing in that feeling, and being comforted by the fact that this has kind of come to a close, and you can feel a bit more harmonious in general regarding all the things that you balance in life. So mentally, you're just feeling like everything's back in order. Is it perfect? No, but life is rarely the height of perfection all the time. We have those perfect moments that are woven in throughout our lives where everything is just mwah, fantastic. But life in and of itself is not that perfect all the time. So no, it's not that perfect, but that sense of harmony, that sense of balance, that makes you feel like you can kind of relax and sit back on your haunches a little bit, kind of maybe get back into resting slightly. That sensation is returning. And so you're mentally, you're really contemplating that, and it's beyond contemplating. It's tapping into that residing, being present in the sensation of things becoming a bit more harmonious. In the physical realm, we have the Seven of Cords, and I think I was tapping into this as I was speaking about this when I said, is it perfect? No, nothing's perfect. So there is some sort of perseverance that is still going to be required of you throughout the month of March. So follow up, follow through, kind of finishing acts, whatever it is that was kind of riled up in the month of February. There's some closing, some closure that needs to be done, some finishing, some tweaking, some cleaning up, the final hurrah, whatever the case may be. Maybe a final battle for some of you in some cases. We have a bit towards the somewhere around the second week of March for a good bit of you, and some of you maybe slightly before and slightly after, but the height of the energy that I'm feeling for Leos that are experiencing this is going to be around the second week of the month, where you're going to be kind of finishing up the finishing touches of perseverance that is required of you to see this to final harmony, final balance, where the balance doesn't need quite as much work. You'll be finishing up. And so again, the Two of Coins that I'm getting for the month of March, I feel that you're entering the month with that. You're entering the month that you're getting a sense that things are coming to a close and that things are coming into a balance. And as you proceed through the month of March, more and more things that will occur that will kind of feed that realization and that sensation that allows you to reside in that mentally of feeling, okay, we're getting back to normal now. Yes, we're getting back to normal. Yes, yes. More things happen. Yep. So there is still a few things, like I said, that's going to kind of need you to be persevering and finishing and getting it coming to a close. And but it's just all of those things that are going to happen feeds that, okay, yes, we're coming to a close. It's finally getting back into balance, and anything that arises through the month it doesn't feel like anything's going to have you kind of getting up and rising to the occasion like February did. So, we have those moments in our life that are still going to come, but nothing quite as height of impact as we had through the month of February. Relationship wise, because of this kind of coming back into harmony, that's trickling into the relationship, and where you felt like you may needed to have been on guard because of the persevering, because of whatever it was that got you riled up and felt like you had to stand up and protect the ones that you love. That's starting to, that balance that you're going to get the sense of, and the things that are going to occur in your life as you proceed through the month of March is just going to feed that connection with your loved one, that happiness that you have, feeling a bit more stable in the relationship, feeling that things that are said and done just continues to feed that stability. For those of you who are already in a very committed, so I'm tapping into the ones who have a very committed, on point relationship already. Not that you were tumultuous at this time, but your relationship wasn't in the forefront, it wasn't the focus. It may have been a result of you feeling that you needed to get up and be protective, but that the romance side wasn't in the forefront, and now you feel that things are calming down, and so you kind of focus back and connecting on that more romantic level. So this feels very much romantic. So those of you who are already in a committed relationship and things are strong and have been strong and weren't in any way shaken by this particular situation, you're feeling like everything's just coming together. And now you can, since you feel like you can kind of relax a little bit, put down your guard a little bit, and you're residing mentally in that feeling of everything, feeling a bit more balanced and feeling a bit more harmonious, you are feeling like now you can kind of do what it takes to dote on this person that you love and turn the focus on doting on them and loving them and giving them that extra whatever that you feel that you need to get them to express your love and devotion to them. In the passion realm, as far as soul's desire, spiritual connection, there is a bit of something coming to an end, and that is all I'm getting. I don't know. I don't often get very much for Leos. I feel like I'm getting a pattern here, and I don't know if as a whole, the vibrations of Leos that I tap into, if they're just kind of protective of their spirituality, or they're what they're very passionate about. But I'm getting in the sense that as far as passion and spirituality, something is coming to an end, and it's the kind of end that is going to require you to release and let go. But I also get a sense that this is going to be done happily. This isn't something you're going to be fighting. You're kind of looking forward to this. I feel that there's an anticipation. There's been a desire for this sort of end result, this sort of finality that'll allow you to be released of whatever bonds or ties that you had to this particular passionate bond, whatever it is. Yeah, somewhere towards the third week, towards the end of March, it's going to come to its finality, and it's going to be able to be so final that you'll be able to release and walk away from it. So the energy that's going to go through the month of March is Hermit, and I feel that this is in the beginning of the month is going to be, as it's already stated and reflected in what's going on mentally, that feeling of being harmonious. And I feel like, and I don't know why I remember your February reading so vividly for some reason. So in February's reading, we kind of tapped into that energy of, you were at a place where you were kind of getting ready to kind of rest. You'd done all the things and you're ready to just kind of relax and kind of, give yourself that, okay, I deserve a nap because I've done well, I've done good, things have been accomplished, and it's just that time to rest. And then that state of affairs that occurred that got you to have to rise up, that occurred. Well, I feel that because of the balance in that, you're getting to the point where not only do you want to take a nap now, you really want to step back. And in the beginning of March, it's just going to be that kind of anticipation. Oh, things are coming in balance. I get to settle down soon. And as you go through the month of March, it's going to grow or increase in intensity from, oh yes, finally I can relax, to, oh yes, finally I can relax, to eventually, oh yes, finally I can step back. I can just kind of get a bit detached from things that I feel are draining me. And so it's going to be, this is the, not just the current energy, but a bit of energy that's going to flow through the month of March and kind of increase a little bit to, like I said, anticipation of finally being able to relax, to going to a peak ahead of some sort. Again, this feels a bit more, very much so around that third week where you'll get to that hermit mode of just wanting to disconnect completely, and not so necessarily long term, just a little bit to kind of, you know, restock your reserves of energy that you give to other people. Your strength is actually going to be Four of Swords, which is rest. So that energy that you feel, anticipation of, yes, I get to relax, you are being encouraged to really tap into that. Maybe not so much necessarily run away and become a hermit at the beginning of the month, but ride with it, flow with it. When you feel that need and anticipation to relax and start to kind of let your guard down that you have had up because of the events that occurred in February, allow yourself to release and let go and allow yourself to relax. And then when the time comes and you have space to be able to rest, allow yourself to rest. And when you get to a point where you realize you want to be a hermit for a weekend, take the opportunity to be a hermit for the weekend. Don't reside in there permanently. Just allow yourself to go with the flow and allow yourself to relax when it presents itself, and when it presses upon you, take it and go with that as well. The obstacle is the Ace of Wands. So the obstacle is going to be not being able to fully let go. Even when you do anticipate and you know it's time to relax, I feel that there's going to be a sense of, oh, but is it time yet? Am I allowed yet? I don't know if it's a good idea. I think I should get this done first. That's going to be a bit of your problem for the month of March. Fully anticipating, fully taking part of that state of rest, and taking advantage of that release and taking that moment of hermit. And like I said, the hermit energy isn't saying to become a hermit for a long term, but I do feel that somewhere, and I really feel like it's around the third weekend of March, so somewhere around in there, you are going to contemplate or have pressed upon you this desire to take a weekend where you're kind of disconnected, maybe completely by yourself. Some of you, it may be with that one person that you're connected with, but you're really being, it's really being pressed on you to take advantage of that. When you feel that, pay attention to that. Don't plan action and things of doing, because, well, you're up, so I might as well get it done. You're going to wear yourself out and you're going to make yourself weary. And you'll get to the point where, you know, that rest of you should take a rest will get to the point where physically you could actually be forced to take a rest because you'll just be too tired. You might catch a cold and put you out for a weekend. So all the things that you had planned, now you can't do because you're exhausted and you have a cold that has you laying in for the weekend, or, you know, one of those sorts of scenarios, not necessarily that specific one. So if you're feeling that pressed upon you, take it. Take the opportunity to rest. When you have that pressed on you to, I should probably rest a little bit, and then that's followed with, yeah, but I got this to-do list. Really sit down and think about, is that to-do list necessary? Can you put it off until after you've recuperated from the events of February? And if it is something you can put off, and I get a feeling that 99.9% of you, it is something you could definitely put off, then please put it off, with the exception of cleaning up whatever you need to clean up to get this to come into perfect harmony, as good as everyday life allows perfect harmony to exist. Other than that, don't be taking action. That's going to be your obstacle, so be very, very mindful of that. So take rest, because our bodies, if we don't give it rest when it needs it, it'll go and go and go because we demand it of it, but eventually it'll say, yeah, no, I'm done. And next thing you know, you have a couple days off and you can't do anything because it's not a couple days off you took, it's a couple days off your body has demanded of you. So definitely be very conscientious of that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull a third, or sorry, my mind just kind of went on to a different I have no idea where it just went. I'm going to pull a final card, kind of a wrap-up card or a mantra that we can kind of give you. Go ahead and see what we have. Sage wisdom. So it's really asking you to tap into that inner wisdom that you have with you all the time. And sometimes you're really, really good at listening to, and other times you're really, really good at ignoring. And this is one of those months that you are being asked to be very conscientious to whether you are listening to it or ignoring it. And this card fell out, and I feel that it is important for me to put it down. It's Damascus, which is self-love. And self-love, I feel like gets a bad rap sometimes. I feel like some people feel like it's kind of frou-frou or frilly or just, you know, one of those things that, you know, people that are all light and loved you, and you know, I don't know how you connect with this word. I have my own issues with this word, and I'm coming to terms with it better and better because self-love is so important. It really, really is. Taking the time, and this is just reinforcing that rest, that hermit that you need, the releasing that you need, the connecting that you need, really residing in that balance and recognizing it. And when you're anticipating the nap, to anticipate and go with the flow and ponder those actions that you think that you need to do. And if it isn't promoting time of rest, rejuvenation, and love of yourself and your soul, then you could probably set it aside. Really contemplate if it can be set aside or not, or if it's actually feeding your self-love. Be wise with your decisions for this month as far as self-love is concerned. All right, Leos, that is all I have for you for this month. Make it a great one, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.